Be still, my soul, the Lord is on thy side. That well-known hymn lyric is not so much a command to suppress one's grief, but really an invitation to trust the one who commands and calms the storm. And that's the focus of our next few minutes together. I'm Jared Ritchie. Today is Friday, July 25th, and you're listening to the Friday Five from Musically Speaking. Today's focus is indeed on that well-known hymn, Be Still My Soul, with its moving text paired with one of the most beloved melodies in hymnody. We won't be able to listen to the whole thing today, but we'll hear a few excerpt sections there from a live performance by the New St. Andrews College Concert Choir, and particularly arrangement from my friend Dr. David Erb. And I will also post a link to the full recording there. But I thought we would spend our time this week considering three reasons this hymn continues to speak powerfully and poignantly, both in times of grief, but in meditations on the principles of the Scriptures and how we are to deal with the changing themes and scenes of life. Be still, my soul, and hear that strength depart. Reason number one is that this text comes from a little-known Lutheran woman named Katharina von Schlegel. She wrote this hymn in 1752 during what was known as the Pietistic movement there in Germany, but it's another woman's translation, a Scottish woman's translation, that's responsible primarily for why the English-speaking church values this text today. That's the first of the reasons, a little interest there of the women's authorship of this great hymn. And reason number two is that it wasn't originally sung to the tune that we're hearing here in this arrangement. Finlandia is the tune name. Most of the time today, this is the common tune of this by Jean Sibelius, the Finnish composer. But it was originally sung to several other tunes, St. Catherine, Melita. But it wasn't until the early 20th century that someone paired it with Finlandia, and it really stuck, and it became the standard tune in nearly every English hymnal. The third of these reasons is the fact that it gives language for death and eternity, language of hope and not so much dread. That's why it's often a mainstay in Christian funerals. Also, it reminds me of the Welsh famous preacher Martin Lloyd-Jones and his quote talking about unhappiness in life. He said it's due to the fact that we listen too much to ourselves instead of talking to ourselves. And this hymn preaches to the self of how to think aright, which is often the voice in the audience you find in the Psalms and in worship music. And I think it's a wonderful poetic meditation in times of grief. And this arrangement by my friend David Erb is exquisite. I'll put a link in the show notes for you. As always, that's all the time we've got this week. Thanks for listening. Take care. We'll see you next time.